Well, the Fareham Lugger, it's about 10 foot 10 overall, about the same as a mirror dinghy. It was originally, the original concept was that it was a convenient boat that the cruiser owners could tow behind as a tender, but when they weren't out cruising, it was a good little boat to sail, motor, row around the harbour for a bit of sport. We originally got the hulls from Dorado Boats in Emsworth. Eventually we got our own mould and started moulding our own, but I suppose it's a class unique to Fareham now. I suppose it's been going now, must be going for 25 years. Bit of a handful to sail, been a dipping lug sail. It's not like sailing a normal Bermudan rig, but it's good fun. They're a fiberglass moulding. Originally I think the mould was taken off a wooden clinker dinghy. Initially I think they cost about £250 to build. Obviously got more expensive now, and now they got a bit more sophisticated with a rig. They are unsinkable. They got buoyancy in them now, but once they turn over, there's no way you can get back in. Swim ashore, turn it behind you, and then get back in and sail off again. But it's a good fun boat. Yeah, they've got a wooden centreboard, which is all very well until you got a half tide and getting too close to the shore, then it'll throw you over the bows as the centreboard digs in the mud. We occasionally break a centreboard, not very often though. They've got very important to our sailing club, and they're a popular sight now on weekends and very often Wednesday evenings in the summer. It's a unique class, but we have sailed them elsewhere by towing them behind our cruiser, and I've been up the Yar and up the Lymington River and places like that with it, which draws a bit of attention. I would think now we've probably got about 30 luggers active here. There's more than that being built. There's probably 50-60 being built, but over the years some have been sold on, members have left the club, but we've still got a very strong class up here. The normal courses, we try and do it inside the club, so when the bar's open people can stand on the balcony and watch the racing, which is a bit of fun. Normally we head down the creek. A prevailing wind where we are is normally up the creek, so we normally head down the creek towards our marina, about a quarter of a mile down maximum, and then up past the club and round towards the viaduct. It depends on the wind, the weather, the number of boats, what course we pick. So that in the main it's outside the club. If it's a blowy day, somebody's going to end up in the creek, and we do have a few little events which involve pints of beer, a pint of beer, race around the cans, back for another pint of beer and then out again, which does get a bit hectic, but normally we've got a couple of safety boats and plenty of people watching to rescue the participants. Yeah, it can get quite competitive. In the early days it was very strict class rules, but as the years have gone on there's been a lot of tweaking and aluminium masts and cleats and extra ropes, and there's a lot of banter going on about whether the boats still comply with the rules, but it is a good little class racing. Got a few cups. I've only ever won a race once, and that was because there was so little wind. By the time I got back it was dark and everyone else had abandoned it. But we do have I think I'm not sure how many cups we've got now, but we have got several races, which normally cause a lot of banter at the annual dinner dance when they do the presentations. Yeah, if any of our members want to get involved in lugger racing, the club has got 2 luggers belonging to the club that anybody can use with a bit of training. Better if there's somebody around on the initial time out, because if there's a bit of a gust they can get a bit unstable, because it's very fluky, the wind around here, because of the buildings. It doesn't take long to learn to do a basic sailing of a lugger. It's only got one sail and a few ropes. But to be any good at it takes a while. I think the special thing about them, not only they're unique to Fareham, but they're light enough to put on your roof, they're easy to rig, they're quite straightforward to build if you want to build your own.